Hey friends, Bruce here with Cross Country 3. This is the Sentinel broadcast. 1807 was a tough year for America. Our new republic was on unstable ground in our infancy. The British were shooting at us once again, this time in prelude to yet another war. It was right around the corner. Economically, that year, America was having a difficult time because prices had soared out of reach for so many of our individuals and families. However, during that same tough year, the year of 1807, was a year for children. You see, a young woman named Nancy from the great state of Kentucky gave birth to a boy. His name, Abraham Lincoln. And also during that tumultuous year, the year of 1807, America's great poet, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, was born. What an impact he had on America. Good job, America. And also one of America's great inventors, Cyrus McCormick, was born in 1807. He'd have quite an impact on America's farming community. So even in dark, difficult days, even in a long, tough year, something good can come about. 1864 was also a difficult time for America. That was the year that Sherman was burning and looting cities across America. Ulysses S. Grant was facing off against an old friend, Robert E. Lee. So they were matching weapons against one another in Virginia. And yet, at one time, they were serving alongside one another. But 1864 was also a good year in the sense that a young woman named Mary gave birth to a young boy named George Washington Carver in a small town called Diamond Grove, Missouri. George Washington Carver, one of my boyhood heroes. We were at war with Mexico when a young baby boy was born, his name Thomas Edison. We were at war again when Edith gave birth to a boy named Charles. Charles was born the year that the USS battleship Maine was blown up and the Spanish-American War along with it. But it was a good year in the sense that that baby boy Charles would grow up and provide healing for many. You see, there's a clinic called the Mayo Clinic, named after Charles Mayo, who was born during wartime. Maybe your family or someone you know has been given some healing and help from the Mayo Clinic. Dear friend, it can be easy to lose our perspective when the year is bad, when the days are dark and long. But children being born can provide a new and fresh perspective and remind us that even in tough times, we can have a better future. We can have more than that, friends. We can have a horizon of hope. So perhaps we should be reminded today that the best things can happen even at the worst times. So let's not lose perspective when the days are long and dark. The year may be rough for us, and there may be a war going on, and there certainly is. But let's be reminded that the children, the young boys and girls around us, can provide for us a new and fresh perspective. Even in the difficult days that they face, we may be able to help shine the light, a light for a better way and a horizon of hope, a light that provides protection and provision for young boys and girls. Let's be reminded that you and I were born for such a time as this, and so were these boys and girls. These marvelous boys and girls are created in the image of God, and they deserve our efforts to protect them and to provide for them. You see, these young boys and girls may grow up and help shape our future like many of those that I mentioned before. This is a reminder of the sanctity and the dignity of life. Again, that every boy and every girl created in the image of God. And God has a plan for every one of them. Let's make sure that we continue to shine the light on who they are as precious young boys and girls. Let's make sure that we provide the opportunity for God's plan for each of them to come to fruition and shape and sharpen their future, because what an impact they may have in America's future. Dear friend, we have young boys and girls all around us, and they deserve the kind of leadership that you're providing. So you hang in there. You don't give in and don't give up. You stay the course during the long and dark and difficult days. The year may be tough, and there are wars going on. And in the midst of those wars, let's not lose sight of the fact that young boys and girls can remind us of the fresh and new perspective that we can gain about the kind of impact that those boys and girls are going to make in the future. They are worth our efforts. They're worth your energy. So stay the course and don't grow weary in doing good. Until next time, Godspeed.